Honestly, like resource-wise, I think like Kyiv and here were super similar. So in Kyiv itself, there's multiple international schools, but mostly there's Kyiv Christian Academy, which is where I taught. There was KIS, Kyiv International School, which was IB program. I don't know if you know what the IB program is. And then there was chair. I can't say it. It was PSI. I can't say it. The braces make it so I can't pronounce some things. It's really embarrassing. Okay, anyway. And the other two were like paid schools. Kyiv was, you were technically a missionary working there. So we had a lot less resources is what it comes down to, right? The other schools you're paying way more to go to. They just have a lot more access to things. So when I'm doing dissections in biology class, I'm going out to the market that's right outside school, going to the babushki there and being like, buying a fish or buying a pig lungs or buying all these things to dissect and kind of just making it work. When I went there, we had a textbook and like kids were just used to taking notes and like that's it. They were pumped that I did PowerPoints with pictures. Right? But the culture at the school was very different than here. So like resources wise, I think it was really the same, but in this international setting, we had, you know, kids from like 80 different countries or something. Depending on the year, it would fluctuate, right? 120 kids in the whole school, so smaller than Artport. But they were just, education was of a huge value to them. And we had a lot of influences, like we had Korean culture, right? Which education is way more highly valued in Korean culture than it is in American. I just think that's a fact, right? But I felt like the culture of academic excellence won out, right? It wasn't like, most of the school was Americans, but I don't feel like the school culture of America got brought there. Also in Kyiv, like, I don't know a ton about public school in Ukraine, but they're very rote memorization, rigid, structured, and I think that's kind of what also helped shape the culture. As far as like careers in STEM, I think kids in Kyiv had way more exposure just because these kids were traveling the world on a regular basis and they were interacting with, you know, the lowest of the lows and the highest of highs. Not low and high in terms of like the value of a person, but social status, right? We have kids who their parents are serving, you know, needy people in the villages where they don't have running water and they don't have electricity. And, you know, those are the missionary kids, but yet the Korean ambassador's daughter goes to my school, right? And, you know, the Air Force attaché's kids for the US goes to my school. So you tons of exposure. And they're like, well, yeah, we went to Egypt for break and we saw the pyramids. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, they were teaching me stuff all the time. Whenever I talked about something in class, they're like, oh yeah, I saw that when I was in this country, that country, went here, went there. So resources in the school, not a ton. Flexibility to make things work, way more because just less rules, right? I don't think I'm gonna go to the Renock, which is market, and bring a pig lung to Artport. At Artport, I feel like to some extent we have way more resources, just we're a public school funded by tax money, right? Like I got my chemical cabinet and stuff. But one thing I wish so much for Artport is exposure. Yeah. Like I feel like we're an island. You know, like we got Rochester to the north an hour, you have Elmira maybe an hour this way, and then honestly, if you want to get to anything of size going west, like Erie, Pennsylvania, it's your best bet. But really Cleveland, honestly. Yeah. And that is what hurts my heart for Artport. Like that's one of the reasons I love teaching at Artport is like I want to bring the world to kids who don't know the world. And the world seems scary to them, and it's not of their fault. Yeah. It's like, dude, like every town has 1,000 people in it. You see a town of 10,000 people and you're like, it's a city. Like, exactly. And it's not, right? And just, you think of the careers in this area, there's a lot of manual was the wrong word. There's a lot of trades, and trades are awesome, but sometimes kids miss the connection between science and the trades. Like, dude, if you're a welder, you're a chemist, right? But we don't always see those connections, and we don't have a lot of the, like if you work in a lab, that's just like a foreign world or something, right? Yeah.